Ivan Fedorovitch, now quite out of patience, interrupted suddenly. "Let me remark in my turn, sir," he said in tones of deep annoyance, "that my wife is here as the guest of Prince Lef Nicolaievitch, our friend and neighbour, and that in any case, young man, it is not for you to pass judgment on the conduct of Lizabetha Prokofievna, or to make remarks aloud in my presence concerning what feelings you think may be read in my face. Yes, my wife stayed here," continued the general with increasing irritation, "more out of amazement than anything else. Everyone can understand that a collection of such strange young men would attract the attention of a person interested in contemporary life. I stayed myself, just as I sometimes stop to look on in the street when I see something that may be regarded as a curiosity," suggested Evgenie Pavlovitch, seeing his excellency involved in a comparison which he could not complete. "That is exactly the word I wanted," said the general with satisfaction. "A curiosity. However, the most astonishing, and, if I may so express myself, the most painful thing in this matter is that you cannot even understand, young man, that Lizabetha Prokofievna only stayed with you because you are ill, if you really are dying, moved by the pity awakened by your plaintive appeal, and that her name, character, and social position place her above all risk of contamination. Lizabetha Prokofievna," he continued, now crimson with rage, "if you are coming, we will say good night to the prince, and—" "Thank you for the lesson, General," said Hippolyte, with unexpected gravity, regarding him thoughtfully. 2 minutes more, if you please, dear Ivan Fedorovitch," said Lizabetha Prokofievna to her husband. "It seems to me that he is in a fever and delirious. You can see by his eyes what a state he is in. It is impossible to let him go back to Petersburg tonight. Can you put him up, Lef Nicolaievitch? I hope you are not bored, dear prince," she added suddenly to Prince S. "Alexandra, my dear, come here. Your hair is coming down." She arranged her daughter's hair, which was not in the least disordered, and gave her a kiss. This was all that she had called her for. "I thought you were capable of development," said Hippolyte, coming out of his fit of abstraction. "Yes, that is what I meant to say," he added, with the satisfaction of one who suddenly remembers something he had forgotten. "Here is Burdovsky, sincerely anxious to protect his mother, is that not so? And he himself is the cause of her disgrace. The prince is anxious to help Burdovsky, and offers him friendship and a large sum of money, in the sincerity of his heart. And here they stand like two sworn enemies. You all hate Burdovsky because his behaviour with regard to his mother is shocking and repugnant to you, do you not? Is that not true? Is it not true? You all have a passion for beauty and distinction in outward forms. That is all you care for, isn't it? I have suspected for a long time that you cared for nothing else. Well, let me tell you that perhaps there is not one of you who loved your mother as Burdovsky loved his. As to you, prince, I know that you have sent money secretly to Burdovsky's mother through Gania. Well, I bet now," he continued, with a hysterical laugh, "that Burdovsky will accuse you of indelicacy, and reproach you with a want of respect for his mother. Yes, that is quite certain." He caught his breath and began to cough once more. "Come, that is enough! That is all now. You have no more to say. Now go to bed. You are burning with fever," said Lizabetha Prokofievna impatiently. Her anxious eyes had never left the invalid. "Good heavens, he is going to begin again!" "You are laughing, I think. Why do you keep laughing at me?" said Hippolyte irritably to Evgenie Pavlovitch, who certainly was laughing. "I only want to know, Mr. Hippolyte. Excuse me, I forget your surname." "Mr. Terentieff," said the prince. "Oh yes, Mr. Terentieff. Thank you, prince. I heard it just now, but had forgotten it. I want to know, Mr. Terentieff, if what I have heard about you is true. It seems you are convinced that if you could speak to the people from a window for a quarter of an hour, you could make them all adopt your views and follow you." "I may have said so," answered Hippolyte, as if trying to remember. "Yes, I certainly said so," he continued, with sudden animation, fixing an unflinching glance on his questioner. "What of it?" "Nothing. I was only seeking further information, to put the finishing touch." Evgenie Pavlovitch was silent, but Hippolyte kept his eyes fixed upon him, waiting impatiently for more. "Well, have you finished?" said Lizabetha Prokofievna to Evgenie. "Make haste, sir. It is time he went to bed. Have you more to say?" She was very angry. "Yes, I have a little more," said Evgenie Pavlovitch with a smile. "It seems to me that all you and your friends have said, Mr. Terentieff, and all you have just put forward with such undeniable talent, may be summed up in the triumph of right above all, independent of everything else, to the exclusion of everything else, perhaps even before having discovered what constitutes the right. I may be mistaken." "You are certainly mistaken. I do not even understand you. What else?" Murmurs arose in the neighbourhood of Burdovsky and his companions. Lebedeff's nephew protested under his breath. "I have nearly finished," replied Evgenie Pavlovitch. "I will only remark that from these premises one could conclude that might is right. I mean the right of the clenched fist, and of personal inclination. Indeed, the world has often come to that conclusion. Proudhon upheld that might is right. In the American War, some of the most advanced liberals took sides with the planters, on the score that the blacks were an inferior race to the whites, and that might was the right of the white race." "Well?" "You mean, no doubt, that you do not deny that might is right?" "What then?" "You are at least logical. I would only point out that from the right of might to the right of tigers and crocodiles, or even Danilov and Gorsky, is but a step." "I know nothing about that. What else?" Hippolyte was scarcely listening. He kept saying, "Well?" and "What else?" mechanically, without the least curiosity, and by mere force of habit. "Why, nothing else, that is all." "However, I bear you no grudge," said Hippolyte suddenly, and hardly conscious of what he was doing, he held out his hand with a smile. The gesture took Evgenie Pavlovitch by surprise, but with the utmost gravity he touched the hand that was offered him in token of forgiveness. "I can but thank you," he said, in a tone too respectful to be sincere, "for your kindness in letting me speak, for I have often noticed that our liberals never allow other people to have an opinion of their own, and immediately